Hey guys, welcome back to Computer Tech 251 tutorials. Today is programming day. That's my favorite day. And today's tutorial we'll learn how to program a very basic calculator. Um, yes, it's basic, but believe me, you're gonna learn a lot out of this. A lot. Alright, so why don't we get to work? Again, like always, you'll need Visual Studio. Whatever version you use, I use 2012, and we're gonna use C#. Oh, by the way, I do apologize for not uploading the files of our last project onto my website, but I'll definitely do so today or tomorrow. Okay, just give a second till everything loads, and it's taking a bit time. Here you go. Now I'd like to go to new project, and like always, Visual C# and Windows Forms application. Call it whatever you like. I'll call it calculator, and I'll press on OK or the enter from your keyboard. Same. In the future, I'm going to do really a lot more cool tutorials, such as building your own web server and running a website to public. We'll talk about that later when we get to networking. On the calculator, alright, so here's calculator form. Let's build a quick interface. By the way, our calculator is going to be similar to Windows calculator, which is this. Gonna be pretty similar. However, we're not gonna do none of what they have. We're just gonna put the 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We're really gonna use only that. So the only reason I'm gonna do that is everything else is easy to make once you get the idea of it. I'm not gonna waste much time on that also. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our interface. I'm gonna good. Now let's get to work and let's code our calculator. First of all, let's start and let's see what happens when we start. If everything's fine, looks pretty cool. Okay, well, we have to disable this from putting any letters. Yeah, looks cool. Now Oh, the first thing I want to do is actually to not select, to deselect. When this is clicked, everything to deselect. Double click on your text box, because you see right now when you start it, everything's really selected, and you don't want to do that. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do it, go ahead. Leave it. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. And let's code the buttons first. 1, when you press on 1, there will be a 1 up there. 2, 2, 3, 3, and so on and so forth. Let's open that. And actually, let me remove this function. I don't need it. I just opened it by mistake. And let's see. Is all this. Close. Alright. So this is double click on it to get the event of click. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go back to my last video and you will understand, because I explained this before. Alright, so right now let's get to the name of our text box. It's called text box 1. So we're gonna say text box 1 dot text is gonna equal to 1, basically. And oops. Oh, it's not 2 equals, just 1 equal. It's not a condition. And now run it. Let's see. Put 1, it changes to 1. Put 2. Now let's make it 2. Text box 1 dot text equals 2. Now the only problem with this, watch it, when you run it and you press a 1, 2, it changes it. But what if I want to write 12? 1, 2 is not running 12. So now we need to add them together as a string. We're not gonna add them as integer. Integer will give us a 3, but we're gonna add them as a string. String is text. String is basically letters and all that stuff. Integers, of course, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or whatever. So we're gonna put this as if alright, if text box 1, if it's not equal to 0, if it's equal to 0, then all this happens. If it's not, I mean, let's see how I'm gonna do this actually. Just put this text box 1 dot text equal text box 1 dot text plus 1. Just do it that way. That should do it. And here just put text box again, same thing, dot text plus the 2. Let's run and let's see. So we have the 1. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. If it's 0, if it's only 0, then just remove the 0 and write it. So yeah, go down and let if text box, this is only if it's not equal to 0. Text box dot text is 0, is set to 0, then text box 1 dot text is empty. Okay, so that's when we're gonna replace it. Okay, so just add that small condition right there. Text box 1 dot text is actually set to 0, then do all this crazy stuff. And text box 1 dot text and it was string dot empty, and let's run 2 more time and let's see. If I had 2, if I had 1, now it doesn't add it. Something's wrong. But 1, 2, and actually else. Okay, yeah, that will do it. For the else statement. and we won't really need this no more, and we won't need this no more as well. And run. One, change it. Now two adds one, and keeps that. Okay, cool. Now let's just duplicate this, copy it, and you know what? You don't even need those parentheses no more. Oops, what I did. I forgot to put actually else in here. That's why. I don't need parentheses. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Okay, I'm actually gonna pause the video and do this to all my numbers. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm done with every number. The only difference is I also put a dot. Is pretty simple. Also the same concept, but without any conditions. Just text box one.text equal text box one.text plus the dot itself. That should work fine. Just now run your calculator and let's see. 1, 2. Perfect. Every number works. The dot works, the zeros works, perfect. Don't worry about the two dots, we're gonna handle that later. Yeah. Actually, you know what, I want to make a clear button, you know, this looks just so messy. I would make this a little bit smaller. And get another button. And alright, actually make this, keep it as it is. Make your form a little bit larger than it is. Oops, I think that's too big, but it's alright. Drag all this down. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, drag this a bit down. A bit more. That's good actually. Get one more button and put it on the top. Just like that. Make it as big as you want. Or if you want, you could just put it right over here. Okay, give it text of C, size of 16, font size of 16, and that's gonna clear. Again, you could use this space to add more functions, do whatever you want, or you could even make this larger if you want, like that. Make it larger and smaller from here. You can do whatever you want actually, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna make this a little bit longer. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, so the second thing is I'm gonna double click on the C button and change this text box one.text equals string.empty. Just empty out everything for us so we could reuse it. So right now I type stuff in. Oops, what happened? Okay, yep. Oh no, actually just put it 0. Forgot, it's not totally empty, but it's 0. Okay. Okay, now let's run it one more time. There you go, we can add stuff, we can do everything, and then click on C. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to control text box to accept only and only numbers and one decimal place. So to do that is we're going to control the key press event of our text box. Key press event is when I press a button. That's a key press. I press a button. So when I press a button, I wanted to check if this button is not a number, then don't change anything. If it's a number, then write it down. So let's go to key press. Where's key press? Should be somewhere around here. Key press, key press. Okay, it's right here. Oh, by the way, you go to it, you click on your text box, and then you see this thunder thing. It's like events. Click on it, and then look in here for key press. Okay, start over here. Double click on key press. It's gonna create an event for your key press or function. And in here we're gonna type something pretty simple. We're gonna say if car.isControl. This is not control. If it's not character, if it's not a character, okay, and it's not the digit, by the way, it's one parenthesis and answer, and alright, so by the way, let me explain this. So we're saying in here is accept only numbers and the dot. That's the only thing you can accept. But everything else is not allowed. That's what we're basically saying. And actually, do we have a problem? What's the problem in here? Make sure this is a single quote. You can't have two quotes. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna put e.handle. We're gonna handle this. Okay. And don't forget the parentheses if we handled. Oh, sorry, yeah, this is gonna be true. Let's see. Let me run it. Just let me run it. Yeah, that's how it's gonna work. Now type letters and okay, what we just said right now is accept only numbers and only dots. So if you type letters now, there's nothing happening. But when I type letters, everything works fine. When I put dots, it works fine as well. Okay, and now we want to allow only dots. We could do this in this other. I mean, we're going to allow only one dot. So only one decimal is allowed. I'm gonna put if e.keychar or key characters actually equals dot. Don't forget the single quote. Single quote means a character, and dot is a character. So if it's equal to that, and what's entered is the dot, now check. Does the text box 1 has it or no? Does it has the dot inside it or doesn't has it? It doesn't have it. If it has it, then don't write it anymore. Just put the handling to true. Now we can add more than one decimal from typing from the keyboard. However, now if I come to type it from the bottom of this one, it's gonna add as many as we want, and that's because we handled only when we press the key down, but we didn't handle it when we press the button down. And this is simple again. We're gonna put an if condition. If textbox1 dot text that contains, if it contains a dot, then don't do nothing. However, if it doesn't contain a dot, just do this code, our code, just add it. And forgot to close the parentheses here. So what we just said right now is if the text box has a dot, don't do nothing. If it doesn't have it, then just add a dot. And make sure this dot is in double quotes, because text box 1 is a string type, and when you put a double quote, it converts whatever inside it into a string right away. Now run this and put a dot. Only one dot goes in. Only one dot. This looks pretty cool, pretty legitimate. So, alright. Now next step is pretty simple step. We're just gonna add everything together. do that, we actually need a couple of variables. So let's scroll all the way up, and just right after initialize component, or actually before even public form, we could variable. We could say something like variables, and in here we're gonna put a double, type double that accepts integers, type double, or call it first number, and another double called second number. Oh, actually, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh yeah, I'm right. Excuse me. And I'm gonna put a double of second number, and I'm gonna put an integer of second of text box ID, and let's set this to 0. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing right now. Alright, first number, since we have only one text box, we need to handle two things. When I put up a number, we need to store it somewhere so we could add it, we could use it later to do an operation. So when I put a number right now, let's say 5, and I press on add, now when I press on add, now the 5 is stored in first number, and now when I put another number and I press on equal, it should give me the answer. I should add this number to the first number, and believe it or not, we're actually not gonna need the second number. We're gonna need 1. Okay, the way we would do this is, and actually, so when I press on plus, I want first number, that first number is going to equal to text box 1 dot text. So now we store it. When I add on addition, when I press on addition, the first number is being stored. And let's add also oh, actually, sorry, the first number, sorry, I just got distracted. So the first number is an integer, the text box 1 is a string. First number is an integer, second one is string. String and integer doesn't really match, so we need to convert text box into an integer. So convert dot to integer for the 32. So what we'll do right now, we'll take the text box value, convert it into integer, and it stores it in first number. Okay, let's see. Okay, and now we're going to empty out this first one. So text box 1 dot text, it's going to be string, actually going to equal to 0. Or no, leave it as it is. Leave it as it is, in case somebody want to add the same number over and over. So now I put 3, and I put an addition. Now that number was added to my, was stored actually. And I would also need integer of operation. Okay, and right here with comment, 1 equals addition, 2 equals subtraction, 3 equals multiplication, 4 equals division. Okay, and let's see, now we're gonna change that, or we'll call it operation, or let's call it operation ID. Operation ID. Okay, so right now this is addition, so operation ID is equals to 1. Okay, so what we did right now is, again, we store the first number and we put the operation ID to 1, and now we go to the equal sign, double click on it, and we check, or actually we could put even case case operation ID let me get this call. Just 1 second. I'm sorry guys. Let me just get this call. Alright, I'm sorry guys. Alright, I'm back. I just got so distracted. Alright. And this now we're gonna use actually a switch statement, switch in case. I don't even know what I did here. So there's that switch statement. Again, we have an operation ID, 1 for addition, 2 subtraction, 3 multiplication, 4 division. Under this button, when it's addition, the operation ID is equal to 1. So on here we're gonna check. We're gonna do switch statement, switch the operation ID. In case, alright, open compound parentheses. In case operation ID was equal to 1, then do this text box 1 dot text. Now put the results is gonna equal to text box 1 dot text plus first number. So what we just said right now is switch in the operation ID. Check the operation ID value. In case it was 1, do an addition operation again. And also we need to break, so don't forget to break. A break means we're done with this case, move on to the next case. Okay, so now let's run our program and let's see. Put a number, click on addition and another number. Oops, no problem. This should actually erase everything and write everything else, but don't worry about it. Hit equals, I'm gonna give you this the answer. Just change this actually to text box 1 dot text is gonna be equal to string dot empty, or actually gonna equal to 0, and run it again. 4 3 addition 6 equal, oops, sorry, just one more time, 9 plus 3 equal 39. Now if you take a look, what's doing actually is not adding them to each other, but it's adding it next to it, just like what we did before with the text. That's because we said text box 1 is actually a string, and adding string to an integer just put them together like we saw. It doesn't add it as mathematically, so we need to convert this to an integer again. Convert dot to integer, not everything but only the string part. Okay, the only reason we convert it, we still have an error, that's fine, I'm gonna explain to you why, that's normal. The only reason we convert it is now we want the relationship to be between integer and integer, or between actually two numbers. Oh, actually, no, I'll change it to double. Yeah, I'm wrong. Excuse me. In case we have a double, to double, and this one that's a double as well. Change both of them to double in case we have a double. In case we have a decimals. Double means decimals, except decimal numbers. So right now we have an integer and integer added together, and that's fine. That gives us an integer back. But text box 1 is a string and accepts only string values. So right now, after we convert this to integer, now we need to convert everything in here to a string. So convert dot to string. Now we should have no error. Now should work just fine. Start again. 43 plus 6 should give us 9, and here you go. We have 9 up there. Okay. Now you can do this again. 2 plus 3 is gonna be 5. There you go. Now there's a problem actually. If you press on 3 and click on equal, it's gonna give us 5 again. Because we know when we click on C, everything should be reset, and that's why we go back to C right now and reset everything back to normal. And that's gonna be operation ID equals to 0, or equals to, can it be empty? Nah, right? Nah, just put it to 0. And what else we have? Operation ID. We don't even need the text box ID. Don't worry about that. first number, so put this to 0 and put this to 0, let's see, and first number is going to be 0 as well. Operation ID equal to 0, it's an integer so we don't have to put it in between strings, and first number equals to 0 as well. Okay, so now we just reset everything back to normal every time we click on that. And actually let's handle a 0 case it was 0, text box 1.text equals 0. Okay, there is no operation happening, just leave it as it is. Actually, we don't even need to handle that case. Now what we need to do is just when we move on to the subtraction, copy everything we did on the addition, exact same thing, but change this to 2 because this is subtraction. Okay, and here let's handle the case 2, text box 1.text is going to equal to convert that to string, convert that to double text, and this and this is for text box 1.text. And actually we need to, what we did is the first number minus the second number, so subtraction, so it's first number minus that, and that should work fine. Now copy this one more time. Let's do it to the multiplication was 3, and let's handle the case. Don't forget to break. Okay, now case 3, text box 1 text equals convert that to string, first. That doesn't matter, so convert that to integer to double text box 1 text times first number and break, and let's handle the last condition, that's division, and that's going to be equal to 4, and in the case 4, text box 1.text equal convert, and in here again it matters which one comes first, matters, so first number divided by convert to double and text box 1.text and that's it for our program. Don't forget to break to go out of case and the switch statements, and that's it for our calculator. Let's see. Oops, there's an error. Expected the parentheses where, oh sure, what I have done wrong, converted to double first number. I think I'm missing, why am I missing one more? That makes no sense. I might, but I'm just being blind. Yeah, I'm being blind, told you. You don't need to have this parentheses, I'm just used to it. Run it with no problems, perfect. What number is 4 times 6, 24, cool. Clear everything. 3 plus 2, 5, 4, 6 minus 3, that's 3, 4, 6 minus 9, negative 3, 4, 6 divided by 3, it's 2, cool. Now let's add some decimals, 1.1 plus 1.1 2.8 cool. 2.8 times 3.8. Perfect. So I think just working fine. There is no problem with our calculator. Doesn't matter what you put, it can give you an answer no matter what. I think, yeah, that's our calculator. I'll upload this project file onto my website again. This took us some time, about 40 minutes. That's a lot. It wasn't supposed to, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You have learned something from this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe down below. Sorry, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you need to. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up and also share it. Thank you.